So I've tested the graphical settings here for recording the video, and there are two things which you can do. One thing is keep the frame drops. If you max out everything here, that this is the only thing which you need to worry about. If you're running it at 1440p, the 6GB variant of RTX 3060 can handle it. The problem is only in some demanding scenes there are noticeable frame drops. You don't want to be tweaking the settings every single time you go from one area to another. The difference in using the 6GB quality mode for the higher textures and 1GB is very less. You will notice it, no denying that, but at least the frame rates will be fixed. Now, when you're always in this orange region, the game is going to give you that warning. But there is an overestimation. The game overestimates the amount of textures it needs. That's a common theme. You can test it yourself. But the problem is, when you're moving from one area to another, there are FPS drops when it's trying to load the textures. So we are outside, we're hitting 73 FPS, and it looks pretty good. The game is decent. The only problem is it uses FSR1, and the ray tracing is messed up, which is why we have turned it off. Right now we did not see a lot of drops. It dropped down to 40s because it's trying to load the textures for this area. I think moving from one area to another area, it's going to see the most amount of drops. Maybe it will be running at 100 FPS and it will bring down to 40s and 50s. It will go back up to 70s and 80s, which is what we're getting right now. As you can see, 69 FPS. But for an even smoother experience, we can actually go to 1GB. So we go to texture quality. It is on high, but the allocation would be to 1GB. I would not recommend going any lower than this. There really is no point, and you would gain FPS maybe, but this game is a single player game. You want to retain the quality, and there should be a balance between FPS and quality. But this is the best because you will be hitting around 80 and 90 FPS, which is solid. And the quality is not that messed up. Occasionally, if you move over here, we do see some blurriness before we have actually stepped on this platform here. But once you climb up the stairs, it goes away. That is not seen if you are on the quality textures at 2, 3 or 4 gigabytes and above. But the frame rate is overall so much better in this, and let's shift scenes because that's the only time we see the drops here. We're getting 76 FPS and it looks buttery smooth, really. I do have VRR turned on. If you don't have VRR and you don't want all the frame drops to be causing some kind of screen tearing, you should probably turn VSync on. There is absolutely no problem here. Yeah, it's buttery smooth with the 1GB because the game does give you that warning, but also it overestimates things. So it's probably, if you really want to load it at 6GB, you can. It's not going to offer you a lot of benefits though. Maybe you will see a better quality, but the frame drops when you're moving from one area to another are going to bother you. Once you're in the area, it's not going to be an issue, but are you going to really optimize the settings afterwards, after you have already done it? Just will start playing the game. So we're at 68 FPS now, and once we go ahead and go to the next area, there will be a few drops, I think. Setting 95 FPS now. So we can't go back. I think when I was saying that we load a different area, it's not possible now. But this is an indoor scene. It's not going to be that demanding, and that's one of the reasons why this you can actually run this on a 1080p card with 3060. You can run the game at 1440p. Looks super clear.
Open this goddamn door!
Looks super clear. Occasionally it's giving a few drops, but most of the time it's sitting above 80 FPS, which is fine. Let's pull this boy in. Unfortunately, that boy is getting cropped today. Yeah, it's cropped in half, basically. GG.
I'm so sorry.
By the way, this game has another version available in Japan, which has slightly more violence. If you can see, the man's intestines are just lying around. We got the officer's notebook. We'll try to load a different area, return to the main hall. I don't think we can. Let's shoot the fucker in the head. There's no melee for now. So once we return to the main hall, we will see whether the FPS is giving any problems. I don't think it is. At 1080p, you can probably bump up the textures to max and not notice any issues. But in this case, we are running at 1440p. Having higher resolution, it's probably what you call it, a sweet spot. More and more idiots are joining in, trying to take a bite out of me. What the fuck?
Hell is up with you?
They should just give her melee already. So we'll get the fuck out of here. Let's leave him alone. He's doing his own thing. We need a fuse later. Probably let's go to the main hall first. Let's do the quick time event thing. No quick time event? Even on normal?
You alright?
Yeah.
You're safe. For now.
This man himself doesn't look alright.
Thanks.
By the way, you can always notice the FPS. I put the FPS counter one
I know how to take care of myself.
at 87, 90 FPS because this is just a scene. Outside of the scenes, when you're inside the game, HDR is always a problem in this game. I think on PC it doesn't run in borderless windows. You need to be full screen to run the HDR,
Yeah.
which depends on the game. I've seen a lot of games that don't have this problem anymore.
Just in case.
Can run on borderless full screen always without any problems with HDR.
You really Chris's sister?
Yeah. Why? Did you find something?
He's on vacation. Europe, I think. Left weeks ago.
Vacation? It's great news.
Well, I've got more for you. Looks like there might be a way out through this secret passageway.
Good. Hey. Hey, we should probably get you to a hospital.
Oh, forget about me. I can take care of myself.
No. Don't be ridiculous. You're gonna need some help.
Listen, Claire. Save yourself.
Like I said, this man is definitely not alright. He's going to have some problems very soon.
Now, you'll probably need this.
Now.
Maybe he'll start throwing up blood. His eyes will become red.
And be careful.
Skin will become pale.
If you see
Something will definitely start growing out of his mouth.
no matter who they were, you can't hesitate. Take them out if you can. Or you run.
Then we'll get to shoot him in the head in case he joins the zombie army. So we got the melee, a melee weapon. That's always nice. Space and then, yeah, nice. So let's see. If I don't think we are having any FPS drops, so I've optimized the game for you. These are the best settings to run it. Unless you want to move from a different area and see the FPS drops, and then it's going to take the game. It takes the immersion. Messes up with the immersion of the game. I don't think you should be having any problems. I've tested this thrice. Okay. And even before, when I loaded this game, I was just testing these settings. But I think this should really cover maximizing FPS for 1440p. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.